Imagine a sliver of volcanic rock, thrusting from the Caribbean like a drowned god's fist, uninhabited, guano-crusted, lashed by waves that whisper forgotten names. No palaces. No armies. Just the wind howling through petrified guano mines, where 120 souls once toiled for birdshit gold before vanishing like smoke in 1914. This is Redonda. 1 square mile of desolation, 34 miles from Antigua, 14 from Montserrat. A British speck on the map, annexed in 1872 to thwart Yankee greed. But in 1865, before the empire's ink dried, a merchant from Montserrat named Matthew Doughty Shiel rode ashore with a wild dream burning in his chest. 8 daughters had tested his patience. Now a son, Matthew Phipps Shiel, was born. To celebrate? He planted a flag in the guano, proclaimed sovereignty, and gifted the boy a kingdom. No treaty. No witnesses beyond screeching boobies. Just a father's fevered vow, "This rock is yours, my prince." The boy, rechristened Felipe, would become MP Shiel, spinner of eldritch tales. But as the sun dipped into the blood-red sea, did the waves carry a curse? For Redonda's throne would draw not warriors but wordsmiths, ghosts in ink, dueling with poisoned paragraphs, their peerages echoing in the void. Tonight, over the next 45 minutes, we chase the phantoms. How a barren owl birthed a literary empire. Why 30 Nobel shadows claim its dukedoms. And the 2025 shadow war that could shatter the rock forever. Listen close, the gulls scream names of the fallen kings. The year is 1880. 15-year-old Felipe Shiel bounces on a creaking skiff, salt spray stinging his eyes, as his father and the Bishop of Antigua approach the jagged cliffs. The air reeks of ammonia and decay, guano dust devils swirling like vengeful spirits. Matthew, eyes alight with messianic fire, claims descent from Ireland's ancient Terra kings, though no scroll proves it. "By right of blood and sea," he intones, "I crown thee Felipe I of Redonda." The bishop, robes flapping like broken wings, places a coronet of twisted wire and seashells on the boy's brow. No fanfare. No feast. Just the crash of waves and a single cannon shot from the boat, echoing like a death knell. Felipe laughs, a boy's thrill. But as they depart, a storm brews. Lightning forks the sky, illuminating petroglyphs on the rock, Carib carvings from centuries past. Okanamanru, place of the Manitous. Did the island accept its king? Or did it mark him? Shiel sails for England, penniless dreamer, his kingdom, a jest in letters home. He pens horrors, the purple cloud, where miasma devours the world, Prince Zaleski, detective of the damned. Redonda fades to footnote, until 1929. Broke and fading, Shiel pens a pamphlet, Redonda, or the Kingdom I Rule from Exile. He dubs friends dukes, Arthur Machen, weaver of occult webs, John Gosworth, bohemian bard. The rock? Still empty, guano ghosts mining shadows. But Shiel's ink summons courtiers from the ether, 30 by his death in 1947, their titles etched in fading newsprint. Whispers spread, is the throne real or a novelist's lie? Shiel's last words, scrawled in a fog of fever, the rock remembers. Beware the heirs. Exile sharpens the blade. Shiel, in a London garret reeking of absinthe and regret, forges his court from the fringes. Bohemians, occultists, forgotten scribes. Duke of Joyous Guard to Rebecca West, feminist firebrand. Duke of Argos to Rebecca Harding Davis, iron-veined pioneer. No coronations, just letters sealed with guano dust, promising peerages for blurbs for loyalty. The kingdom blooms in shadows, stamps printed on foolscap, passports on ale-stained napkins. Shiel's tales twist Redonda into myth, a pirate lair, Carib haunt, guano Eldorado. But cracks form. In 1947, as Shiel wheezes his last in Chichester, he wills the crown to Gosworth, Terence Ian Fitton Armstrong, poet of pubs and pseudonyms. Gosworth, crowned one eye in a dingy Bloomsbury flat, turns revelry to ruin. He knights on beer mats, Duke of Thirst to a barfly, Baron of Bards to himself in the mirror. Soho salons buzz with redundant toasts, but scandal festers. Gosworth pawns the royal jewels, Shiel's manuscripts, for gin. Rivals circle, Arthur Machen, elder duke, fumes and letters, the throne reeks of rot. By 1967, Gosworth's liver fails in a Fulham flophouse, crown lost in a landlord's fire. He abdicates to John Wynne Tyson, vegan visionary, dubbing him Juan II. But ghosts stir. Wynne Tyson, raising a standard on Redonda's shore in 1970, the first since Shiel, feels the wind shift. Gulls swarm, dropping guano like omens. The island claims its due, he mutters as a miner skeleton tumbles from a cave, jaw locked in eternal scream. The court of the damned assembles. Juan II, philosopher king, purges the pub peers, knighting true titans. Duke of Ornithopters to J.G. Ballard, architect of crashed psyches. Duchess of Samarkand to Doris Lessing, oracle of dystopias. Redonda transcends rock, becomes a fellowship of the fringe, where titles are talismans against obscurity. Javier Marías, Spanish maestro of mirrors and masks, inherits in 2000 as Xavier I. From Madrid's labyrinthine libraries, he weaves the throne into canon. All Souls nods to Redonda's exile, your face tomorrow duels with phantom claimants. His court swells to spectral splendor. Duke of Alba to W.G. Sebald, chronicler of lost histories. Duchess of Ithaca to A.S. Bayat, spinner of Anglophile enigmas. Duke of Macondo to J.M. Cutsey, Nobel exile twice over. 30 Dukes by Maria's death in 2022, Nobels lurking in the roster, their peerages whispered at Frankfurt fairs, etched in acknowledgments. But thrill turns to terror. Maria's final novel, unfinished, hints at a rock that devours heirs. Claimants claw forth. Arthur Tudor, self-dubbed Felipe III from Antigua's archives, brandishes a 1920s deed stained with what tests as blood, Shields? Michael John Fitzgerald, King Michael the Grey, crowns himself in 2009 atop Redonda, orb a gilded pineapple, scepter sugarcane, echoing Carib rights. Rivals duel in manifestos. Poison reviews, forged lineages, lawsuits and shadowy solicitors. One duke vanishes mid-flight to Montserrat, manuscript clutched, the throne hungers. Was it accident? Or guano ghosts dragging him down? Betrayal bleeds into the blue. Gosworth's era was revelry's requiem. Nights drunk on ale, dukedoms doled for ditties. But Juan II's reign? A purge of phantoms. He sails to Redonda in 70, standard snapping, green parrot on gold, mocking imperial eagles. The rock repels him, cliffs sheer, sending a boulder crashing inches from his boot. Below, in miner's ruins, he unearths a ledger. 1901 census, 120 souls, last entry cursed by Manitous. Win Tyson knights ethically, Duke of Aves to Gerald Durrell, beast tamer, Duchess of Elysium to Anna Maria Matute, fairy tale fury. Yet shadows lengthen. In 1980, a storm unearths Shiel's coronation stone. Wire crown embedded, thorns drawing blood. Win Tyson pricks his finger, fever dreams follow, gulls with human eyes chanting Carib curses. He abdicates to Maria's in 2000 warning, the rock reads your soul. Maria's, from his Madrid eyrie, expands the court to cosmic. Duke of Limbo to Umberto Eco, semiotic sorcerer. But paranoia creeps. Letters arrive in signed yellowed vellum, guano scent, yield the throne or join the dukes below. Maria's burns one, ashes reform in his hearth, spelling Okana Manru. His death in 2022? Pneumonia official. But autopsy whispers, lungs clogged with phosphate dust as if dredged from Redonda's depths. The 2025 duel dawns. Maria's pyre still smokes when pretenders pounce. Fitzgerald, Michael the Grey, hunkers in Antigua, his 2009 coronation video viral in micronation forums, pineapple orb gleaming under torchlight, sugarcane scepter snapping like bone. He claims 60 dukes, including Salman Rushdie as Duke of Infinite Jest. Tudor from a Montserrat attic, waves a Terra scroll, forged? Or Shiel's bloodline true? Their war, digital manifestos, peerage purges, a 2024 expedition to Redonda where drones capture anomalies, shadow figures in guano caves, quill scratches on walls spelling usurper. A diver hauls up Gosworth's beer mat dukedom, corked in a bottle, the throne drinks souls. Fitzgerald's camp counters with Maria's lost will, a codicil naming him heir, inked in squid from Montserrat tides. Tudor's retort, poison pen pamphlet, the grey impostor, mailed to Nobel laureates, Cutsey's reply? Silence, then a new novel, The Rock's Reckoning, Dukes dueling in dreamscapes. Climax brews, November 2025, solstice sail to Redonda. Rivals converge, Fitzgerald's yacht, Tudor's skiff, standard clash in the spray. Gulls swarm, dropping peerage feathers, etched with names, Shiel, Gosworth, Marías. Who claims the crown? The rock decides. As waves gnaw the guano, a cave mouth yawns, miner's lantern flickers inside, illuminating a throne of petrified books. Empty. Waiting. Whose hand will it claim? The curse whispers in the waves. Redonda's guano was never just fertilizer, phosphate for powder, fueling world wars from bird bones. Miners vanished in 14 not from plague but Manitous, Carib shades roused by shovels. Shiel's coronation? Echoed their rites, boy king sacrifice, wire thorns drawing first blood. Each air inhales the dust, lungs crystallize, dreams curdle to horror. Gosworth's fire? Arson by a spurned duke. Maria's pneumonia? Bottle post from the deep, laced with Antigua algae. Now in 2025, drones glitch over the rock, static voices reciting the purple cloud's apocalypse. Fitzgerald's crew reports footsteps in empty mines, quill scritch on walls. Join us. Tudor's scroll? Bleeds ink when wet, revealing maps to Terra's true guano vein, buried under Redonda, cursed gold. The throne hungers for ink, Nobels knighted in absentia, their works twisted, Cutsy's disgrace now Redonda's fall. Bayat's possession a peerage pact. 30 dukes but how many ghosts? Shiel's pamphlet, reprinted in 29, sparked it, beware the rock's reply. His last tale unpublished, Redonda's revenants, where crowned scribes claw from guano graves quills as claws. The 2025 convergence? Not coronation but convocation. As yachts circle, a storm births, not rain but pages, manuscripts afloat, titles tearing in the wind, Duke of Dust, Baron of Bones. The rock trembles. A fissure cracks, exhaling mist, faces form, Shiel's smirk, Gosworth's leer, Maria's gaze. Who writes next? They chorus. The airs freeze. The gulls laugh. And Redonda waits, eternal, empty, devouring its kings one word at a time. So what lingers on that guano throne? A jest-turned juggernaut? A literary lure for lost souls? Or a Manitou's trap, where words are the true crown, and the sharpest blade? The stamps fade. The dukes dissolve to dust. The rock endures, silent sentinel. But every solstice, when the sea boils under Montserrat's shadow, a bottle drifts ashore. Vellum scroll, guano seal, inked plea, claim me or be claimed. The 2025 duel ends not in blood, but binding. Fitzgerald and Tudor clasp hands atop the throne, crowning a shadow, perhaps you watcher in the dark. For Redonda's curse? It seeks scribes. If a quill-scratch title washes to your shore, heed the waves. Some kingdoms aren't built, they bleed you dry. Fade to ink black. Roll credits over quill scratches and gull cries teasing, claim your dukedom below. Who rules next?